Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hanging Out with Howie. Tonight, I have a very special guest, Rachel Lynch. Welcome, Rachel.
Hi, Howie. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I have a special present for you. I'd like
Okay.
to give you a piece of pizza if you'd like.
Oh,
Okay, did you get it?
I got it. Thank you so
Mm,
much. I'm
I'm going to
starving.
have a piece too. Mm,
Hmm.
mm,
Appreciate that.
mm,
I feel
very
rude
good.
talking with my mouth full.
So,
Hmm.
Rachel, you've been DJing for quite a while and you become very popular. Um, how did this happen for you?
Oh my gosh, it's been an incredible journey. Kind of an interesting story. I'm sure a lot of people have heard, kind of how I got started. So I'll just Reader's Digest this. My brother's a DJ. He had a wedding one day. He had a medical emergency where we woke up. He was literally on the floor, unconscious. At the time, we didn't know he was a type 1 diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to call 911. He was literally rushed off to the hospital. And I knew he had an event that day. I wasn't a DJ, had no idea really how to DJ, other than just kind of hanging around with him. Just like little sister. I used to dig in his CDs and steal them and, that kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely had no idea what I was doing. So I went to my dad because I didn't even have a driver's license at the time. I was like, I think I just turned like 16 because him and I are 4 years apart. So I was like, Dad, I need help loading the rest of this stuff. And this was also before powered speakers, right? So we're talking, this was an old school Bose system with
Wow.
crazy heavy amps. The speakers were like cinder blocks. I couldn't even lift it myself. So I said, we need to go find his MapQuest directions, right? This was also even before GPS, right? God, I feel like so old right now. And I just was like, Dad, we help me. We have to do something for these people. So we went to their house and I met up with the couple, and because this was like a little backyard kind of thing. So luckily it was a little bit more low key. Like this wasn't this like big extravagant, wedding, but it's still a wedding, right? And it's still important. They still booked a DJ and the DJ
Mm-hmm.
wasn't coming. So I explained to them what happened. They're kind of like, who are you? And I was like, well, I'm the DJ's little sister. And I just want to let you know that he's in the ICU. I literally have no idea if he's dead or alive because at the time we didn't know it was diabetes, right? So I said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do the best I can for you today. I'm not a DJ, but I have the basics. Like I understand what a play button is and a volume fader, and I will do everything I can to make this happen for you. So we had about a half an hour like debriefing so I could at least pull the CDs out, right? Because this also was a lot more difficult than just, type it in virtual DJ file browser and pull up, Ed Sheeran perfect. Like this was a lot more complicated than that for me as a 16-year-old kid who wasn't a DJ with a crate of CDs. You have no idea where the hell anything is. So I'm sliding through he had like a request book, right? Because that's what people
Mm-hmm.
did, so that people can kind of look because they're not touching your CD collection. So here I am looking like what uh, platinum series. What was the name of that series?
The Platinum
Was it
Series,
the Platinum
yes.
series? Right, the
Yes.
Platinum series CD. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking through this pamphlet trying to find like their first dance and stuff like that. And I pulled it off. It wasn't my best event. Definitely wasn't graceful. But I realized I had a little bit more natural talent than I thought. And I picked up more along the way from just tagging along with Big Bro than I had thought. So I was kind of just like thrown to the fire. So inadvertently, because I now kind of had like a taste of it and a little interest, and now my brother like trusted me. He started passing me little gigs here and there, and I just started getting better and more confident. And then instead of them, kind of calling him back, they would book me, and I kind of just accidentally built a business. Like here we are, I don't know, 18 years later, loving every single second of it. So I never had a dream of being a DJ. I just kind of was just doing, the right thing, helping out a family member, and it turned into an incredible legacy. Now, in terms of, the popularity thing, I still don't see myself as, any different than anybody else. The only difference is I really go out of my way to be helpful and create content that I wish I had when I was trying to learn. I didn't have YouTube back then. The resources weren't as readily available. Even kind of what you guys have going on here with DJNTV and with John and Ben Stowe, like the amount of information that you guys give week after week is invaluable and it's incredible. I didn't have that as a kid. So it was just kind of a lot of guesswork and had a lot of challenges, just to kind of get people to respect me, believe in me, have opportunity to do things. So to kind of fight the stigma, I decided to start making content to show people who I am, how I do it, that I actually know things. And then from there, things just have kind of like taken off and meeting the right people and great opportunities. Again, like, DJNTV. I've done a couple things with Phil Morse from Digital DJ Tips, promo only, doing blogs and articles. And I don't say no, right? I mean, here I am at 10 p.m. after shoveling like 95 pounds of snow, still here networking, making friends, laughing and enjoying the company. And I don't know, here we are. So I guess that answers your question.
Well, yeah. And we first met in the DJ video cave.
Yes.
That was 3 or 4 years ago.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah. I was actually looking at some old original videos, and our first videos, oh my gosh, we didn't know what we were doing with lighting or even the cadence of speaking properly and looking into the camera. And it was a safe place to practice, and that's why we encourage people here in the chill room. Hey, get on camera, take a chance. Nobody's going to judge you here. It's a friendly place. And I just thought maybe you would share a little bit about your experience with that. Did that give you some confidence at all in the cave?
Oh my gosh. The video cave was probably the very cusp of like the catapult to kind of what I've built over the past 3-4 years. It was right when things just started to pick up, and you're 100% right. Not only from meeting like-minded individuals, in a safe place, and this page was run very well, so if anyone was bullying or trolling, you could post with confidence knowing that people kind of had your back. So as you said, I was real rusty, not good at improv, not good at making eye contact with the camera, right? You just kind of have to know like the camera to look at or just how to make it look like you're looking at people, the cadence, the not talking too fast, stumbling over your words. And that gave me the foundation to really jumpstart my YouTube channel. And it's when people go, you're so natural, you make it look so easy. People don't realize that a 20-minute video, depending on what it's about and how technical it gets, it can literally be days to weeks to script, record, edit, get through the bloopers, figure out what you need to say. You wanted to show something, maybe you learned something else while doing that. Now you have to like plop it in the video. The most recent one I did was over Christmas. I did a cable comparison with Ben Stowe's Platinum Series NLFX wires versus some other really popular brands. And I literally cut them open and kind of walked people through a basic wire 101 because I'm not really that well versed in it. So it's like, once I understood what I wanted to say and broke it down, I wanted to just kind of share that info with people so they can make, intelligent purchases so that, more expensive doesn't mean better. But the point here is that video literally took about 2 weeks to make for a 20-minute video. And again, it looks all natural and easy, but there's so much work that goes behind content. But to bring it back to the video cave, if I didn't have that confidence and that foundation to be able to do that, I would probably still be struggling. So definitely, if you haven't jumped in the cave yet, do it. Great group of people, and it really can elevate you. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, I want to start a YouTube channel and put more content out there. I don't know where to begin. That's where to begin. Hands down.
There,
Is it
or
rude if I
even
take
in
another bite of
here
this? Because,
where
like,
you can get immediate feedback in the chill room, which was just a natural progression. Because, you know, in the cave, you know, it was a social experiment where you'd make a video and somebody could respond like the old days of YouTube. And that was what Brian's vision for that was. And now we have the chill room where we can be face to face, and it gives you good interaction. You can actually count your ums and things like that. Just put yourself on camera and get out there. I noticed that as you got much better at that and, you know, presenting yourself, that you started to pick up sponsors and people that wanted you to do videos for their products and so forth. And then it took off. And what I really, really thought was unique was the pizza thing. That was like an organic SEO type thing. You didn't set out like, I think I'm going to have a catch thing with pizza. And now, how did that happen? Was that just a comment, and then everybody started sending you pizza memes?
so everybody probably knows by now, I am literally the worst cook in America, as proven on my Baking with Rachel with Ben Stowe, as we have like batter and snowbanks and tarps on the floor. And the thing was, that was something else. So growing up, I've always had like a really fast paced lifestyle. I've always been, you know, super into sports. You know, I'd go to school, hit varsity basketball, then I'd be off to tap dancing and piano lessons. And I never was a still as a kid. So I never really learned how to cook because I was too busy being awesome doing other things. So I'd come home and I'd just be like, Mom, I want to eat. Like, so she would just have it made. Because, you know, as a teenager, you eat your parents out of house and home. So it was already ready to go. And then it'd be off doing homework or whatever. So as I like moved out and started doing my own thing, I realized like I really don't know how to survive outside of like bowls of cereal. So, you know, tell me a meal you can eat that is as universally loved that you can literally spend between 14 and 20 bucks on and eat for like 4 days on it. There's literally not a better food. So pretty much if it wasn't for pizza, I'd probably be dead. I don't know. And that's just how it came to be. Like, I'm just a terrible cook and it's the ultimate food. So here we go.
I thought it was just so neat though, how that part of your life became part of your brand almost. You know, that people actually send you, if they see something unique, like a blanket that looks like a slice of pizza, they're sending you a link to it.
Want to see the newest item I got? Let me pull it off my wall. Give me 1 sec.
Sure.
It's probably going to be backwards. Oh, the green screen's probably killing it. Hold on.
Oh, it is. Oh, there we go. Oh, now that's cool.
Pizza is my Valentine. How special is that? I literally have it hanging on my wall, like right here. Yeah, I get pizza tchotchkes all the time. Stocks, you name it. Love it.
Oh my!
Howie,
so
now that we're talking about pizza, let's take a minute. I'm not going to expose your secret recipe, but I've heard raving reviews about Howie's special pie. So, when did you develop this recipe? When did you start making your own pizza? And how many attempts did it take you before you perfected it?
Well, actually, it's called Howie's Legend in His Own Mind Pizza. And I don't know, I started years ago, and it took until about 5 years ago. So I guess it took a few tries with different pans. And I got the pizza stones with the holding rack for my oven, and then it would drip all over the oven and I have to clean it. And I hate cleaning. So I stumbled upon a large cast iron pizza pan with edges to it, so it couldn't possibly run off. And I made my own sauce, and then I make my own dough. The only thing I don't make is the cheese or the pepperoni or whatever toppings.
Mhm.
And so it didn't take too long. But what motivated me was the convenience of having it, because I could have the dough in the refrigerator and the cheese. I mean, it's literally heat the oven and the cast iron. And in, 15 minutes, I could have a hot pizza, and I can make a pizza for about $2 as opposed to 15 or 20, at a pizza place.
Right.
And so partly it was the cheapism on my part and the convenience. That's where, and I know who you heard it from too, probably Lori, right?
Yes, sir. So when things open up, I got to stop by for some legendary pizza.
Absolutely.
And
Oh
I've had
my
a
gosh.
lot of good pizza. So get ready for a harsh food critic here.
Okay, something a little bit controversial now.
Mm-hmm.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
100% yes. It's
Oh,
literally my top,
okay.
top,
All
like
right.
if I had 3 toppings. So number one, I always go with a classic cheese because if you can't make a good cheese, you can't make a good pizza. So when I go to a
Right.
new place, I will always get a slice of cheese. Then next is barbecue chicken. This, I wonder if we can see this. It's going to look kind of gross, guys, but this is the barbecue chicken I'm eating. It just has a
Mm-hmm.
thin layer of cheese, big chunks of chicken, this awesome, tangy, zesty, little spicy barbecue sauce. Love it. Barbecue chicken is like my second favorite. Then pineapple and pepperoni. Love it. Love it. I have people literally unfriending me now on Facebook. They're like, I can't know this girl.
Yeah, I'm actually considering unfriending you because I think anybody that puts pineapple on pizza should do 30 days in
No.
jail.
The sweet
Now
and
they're going to unfriend
savory.
me.
It's so good. It is so good.
I tried it one time.
All right,
And
let's do a thing. All right, so everybody put ones in the chat if you like pineapple on pizza. I'm looking at the chat here. So if you will do pineapple on pizza, put a bunch of ones, one up the chat. All right, so we got one vote here. Dude, we got a lot of ones coming in, Howie.
oh no.
We got 3
Looks
that
like
voted.
I'm going to be the one unfriended.
Oh, you're losing a lot of friends, my friend. I have only ones in the chat. I got 1 vote for it's okay. I'll take it.
You'll take it, of
I'll
course.
take it. Oh, that's
Okay,
funny.
Rachel, what's the future for you now? What are you going to be doing?
Okay, so I've actually lost count, which is a problem. Probably 9 different radio mix shows
I was going to ask about that. Yeah.
from all over the country. I am literally on a station in California. I am in Miami Hits station. I'm on Hits 101, which is literally like a global station. There's it's all mixed up is over somewhere in Europe. I like DJ Rachel's being heard global, and it's cool. I've met so many cool people. So that's kind of my new focus and hustle now. And I can tell you guys, if you're looking for a way to stay motivated, stay fresh with your mixing, find a reason to still, download music and kind of just be in the scene, definitely keep making mixes, whether you're posting it to Mixcloud, hit me up. I'll see if I can find a slot for you at one of my shows. But because there's an audience and because it's a weekly show, so there's accountability, I have to mix. I have to download. I have to stay organized. I have to stay sharp. And it's really gotten me through the pandemic so that A, I don't feel rusty, and B, you just have that yearning to entertain and DJ. And it's been great. I got a radio show coming up on Valentine's Day. It's the one that you and Lori usually tune into, the live one on
Yes.
Veteran Squad Radio with the live chat and all that. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, for my theme that night. So it's going to be awesome. But yeah, so my newest big thing is just hitting these mix shows like crazy. I love it. It's a ton of work, but
That's interesting because in the chill room, most of the regulars that tune in are doing Twitch. And they're actually doing these things called raid trains
Raid
and
trains.
on
Yeah.
and on, and it's really, really nice to see the bonding between the people that come in here. I've become very good friends with a lot of them, and I haven't met them yet. But come August Expo, when it happens, we are all going to be there. And hopefully, honestly, I know it's going to happen, but what I really want is, I would really like for, to have a hug, you know, I really want to have a hug. That's my big thing.
It's really
And
been hard to not
sorry.
have that networking and camaraderie. The great event that they put on in New York State that was at Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm forgetting what they called it. It just was like this intimate little meetup. The expo, Mobile Beat, the last year that was going to be, didn't
Hmm.
happen. Even NAM, I tuned into virtual NAM. I don't know if you checked any of it out. They actually did a really
I
nice,
oh I
yeah,
did quite a
they did
bit.
a really
Yeah,
nice job with it. I
they
I
did.
enjoyed it. They made the best that they could out of it, but I'm really hoping that we can have something this year for DJs to get together.
I actually saw quite a bit of it. And I hung out with Jay quite a bit, Pioneer DJ, and they did some really nice stuff and came out with some. So what would you pick as something that you really liked, that you thought was clever or new from Nam?
Wow, give me a second just to kind of think back, like all the stuff I saw. I really liked the behind the scenes look, right? They took they had a lot of opportunity to show, the behind the scenes of how they're doing the production and what they're putting together.
Hmm.
Normally you'd show up and it'd already be polished and set up and all things. So I always kind of like the behind the scenes thing with it. Tuned into Ben Stowe's thing. That was awesome. I just really enjoyed the whole thing. It just
Oh,
nothing really. Sorry, go
you
ahead.
would enjoy last week's show then, because I had Jay Brannon on, and we did a behind the scenes Nam show.
Mm,
And the type of thing you're talking about you're the first one there in the morning, and you're putting up the trussing and this and that and setting up the booth, and we had a really fun time.
hmm.
That's up on the on Disc Jockey News right now. It just went up yesterday, I believe. So yeah, I understand. I think the most unusual thing that I saw was the gloves. Did you see those?
No.
There's gloves that hook up to your controller with Bluetooth. And if you go like this, you can make a beat. You going like this and you're slicing.
Hmm.
You make a wave and you get back and forth, and you can make a flange effect. And it was just like, it'll never catch on. I never heard of the company, but I just
Right.
thought it was just so bizarre and different, But
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't think you're ever going to replace actual DJing, meaning like
yeah,
the controller or
right.
turntables, the button. Like, I don't know
Hmm.
anyone who would give that up for something like that.
Yeah, it reminded me more of like a theremin type thing when they
Mhm.
used to, just well, it was Nam, and it's all about the new gimmicks and people
Right.
launching new stuff. But other than that, there wasn't a whole lot of new stuff that came out, other than American DJ came out with well, they came out with a console for lighting. And then, of course, Pioneer, they came out with what is it, the SX7 or whatever,
Hmm.
something like that. So, but otherwise, I thought it was a pretty good show. I mean, they did the best they could, when under the pandemic and stuff. So,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to August. So,
absolutely. Me too.
Rachel, it was a real pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. And thank you for the pizza. right?
You're quite welcome. Anytime. Would you like another slice?
I will never turn it down.
All righty. Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you. Have a great night, everyone.